So hello and welcome back to the new video of the Java tutorial series. So till now we have covered all the operations on the singly linked list. So here you can see I hope you guys are following the series along with me, and so we have seen how to make the singly linked list, how to print it, how to search an element, how to find the middle node, all the insert operation and all the delete operation as well. So what I'll be thinking is from this video onwards we'll be starting for doubly linked list. So we'll in our previous video we have saw the theoretical part of the doubly linked list, and this video onwards we'll be looking for how to perform all the operation on a doubly linked list. All right. So for as we have discussed in singly linked list, we require one node which so the single linked list is made up of nodes, so we have to make a node of our doubly linked list. So we cannot use the node which we have made in the singly linked list, because in doubly linked list there is one uh, previous pointer as well as the next pointer was there, so that we can move for bi-directionally. We can go left to right, or at the same time we can come right to left as well. Okay, so for that we will be creating one Java class. So I will name it as node D. Node D means node of uh, doubly linked list. All right. So in this, first of all, we require data part. So I will name that variable data, and we will require two pointers. That is node D, or I will name it as previous, so that it will hold the previous address of the previous node in that list. And one more is there, node of type node D, which is next, which is as usual as we have seen in a single English part. All right. So now here let me call one constructor of this class, so that whenever we create an object of this class, we have to pass the data data to this class, so that we can make that node using that data. Okay, so this dot data is equal to data, and for the first node we'll write it as previous is equals to null, and next is also equals to null. All right, so both are pointing to the towards null for the single node. Okay, so now what I'll be doing is, this is our node part, that is pretty much we have to do. And now I will go and create another Java class, and I will name it as doubly linked list. Doubly linked list. Okay, and I will hit enter. Alright, so let me just increase the font size. Let me check whether I can increase it or not. No, I guess I can't increase. I hope you guys this font is visible to you. Alright, so since we are taking input from the user, so there is one library that we have to import first. So I will import that. Import java.util.star. I will import every class from the util package. And now inside this we'll create object of the scanner class, since we are making multiple methods inside this class. So I will declare the scanner object of the scanner class globally. Okay, public static scanner sc is equals to new scanner system.in. Okay, so now after creating the object of this class, uh, let me create two new variables. So those are will be public static of type node t. So I will create head and tail. So as we have seen in our single linked list lectures, so we have here again we require a head and tail, so that we can keep track of the first node of the list and the last node of the list. All right, so now in this video we'll be talking about how to create a doubly linked list. Okay, so for that I will make one method. I will name it as public, sorry, I will do it in next line, public static, and since it is making a new linked list which is of type doubly linked list, so it must return the head of the list so that we can get that head and print and perform all other operation that we want to perform on that list. All right, so it will return head which is of type node d, that is the node of the doubly linked list. Okay, so make, I will name it as make list, as we have seen our simply linked list lectures. Okay, and so here for the first time, whenever we want to create a list, the head and tail at initial point, those two will be pointing towards the null. And now here also I will write tail is equal to null, and after that we will simply print one line and we'll ask the user to enter the data. All right, enter the data in the list. Okay, so we are asking user to enter the data in the list, and we'll create one new variable data, and sc dot extent will take the data from the user, and again we will run one while loop and we will iterate over this while loop until and unless our data part is -1. So whenever the user wants, let's suppose user want to insert the five elements in the list, like 1 2 3 4 5, and after that user can write data value as -1, so that this while loop will get break and our doubly linked list will be make it as 1 2 3 4 5 only. Okay, so here we will whenever we get entered inside this while loop, we know that enter data part is not -1, so there is a user who wants to insert a new node in that list, so we will make that new node d, and we will call it as new node d, and we will pass the data part that we so this is the constructor that we have built it over here. So we are passing this data to this constructor, and now after passing the data, after building that constructor, we will write one if condition, and we will write if head equals to null. So think about it. Whenever head will be null, so if it head is pointing towards the null, if and only if it is the first element that we are going to that we are trying to insert in the doubly linked list, right? So in that case, we will just simply assign the head value to the new node d value, and we will assign the tail value is also equals to new node value, because ultimately this is the first node inside that list, so therefore head and tail will both point to that uh, element, sorry, not element, that node itself. Okay, so we'll write new node d dot next is equals to null, and we'll write new node d dot previous is also is equals to null. So both will be pointing towards the null, so because there is no new node inside, another node inside that list, since it is the first node. Else so whenever if head is not equals to null, that means there are some elements, there are some nodes which are present inside that doubly linked list. So we'll come inside the else part, we will write tail dot next is equals to new node d, and we'll write new node d dot previous is equals to tail. We'll write tail is equals to new node d, and we will write tail dot next is equals to null. Okay, so these are the tasks that we are going to perform if it is head is not equals head is not equals to null. So what we will be doing is tail dot next is equals to new node. So we will uh, assign the whatever the node which is at the last, the tail is there. All right, so we are assigning the tail's next value to the new node. That means we are making that link for the previous node in the list, to that next part. Okay, and so here new node dot previous is equals to tail, and we are assigning new nodes previous to the tail. That means we are making this linkage between the last let me show you. Let's suppose let me comment it out. Let's suppose this is the list 1 2 3, and we are trying to insert 4 inside the doubly linked list. Okay, all right. So here we will, as a tail is here ultimately, this, since this is the last element in that list, tail is here, we will assign the tails dot next. That means this node's next part to this new node. Okay, so we are making this left to right connection in this doubly linked list, and we'll write new node dot previous, that is this node's previous to tail. So we are making that right to left connection as well, and after making those two connections, we will simply change the value of the tail. We will assign the tail is equal to new node, because since this element is getting inserted in the list, so so this becomes the last element for now. That's why we have to update the tail, since the tail is keeping the track of the last node inside the list. All right. So, and we will write tail dot next is equals to null. So we assign this next to the null, indicating that this is the last element inside the list. Okay. So these are operations that we have to perform. After performing this operation, either the if part will get executed or the else part will get executed. After that, we will again ask user to give us a new data. Okay, so it will ask again the user to enter the new data, and it will again go and check whether the data part is not equals to 1 or not. When it is equal, when it is equals to 1 minus 1, it will go out of that loop, and we will just simply return head of the list. Okay, so this is pretty much that we had to perform inside this. Okay, so these are the operation. I hope you got the idea how to make a doubly linked list. So let's quickly run this. So for running purpose, we require our main method. So we will write our main method here, and inside this main method, we will call our make list function. And so for our make list function, since the make list function is returning a head to us, so we have to store that head in this head variable. All right, and after this, let me call this. Okay, so let's go and run this. If we are not getting any errors, we are successfully trying to okay, so here you can see enter the data in the list. Let me make a list as 1 2 3 4 5, and if I say it's done, I these many elements that I want to insert this list. After that, I can write -1, and it will come out of this for loop, not for loop, sorry, while loop, and after that it will return the head to our list. So this is the idea behind how to create a list which is of type doubly linked list. Okay, so in our upcoming videos we will see all other operation of the doubly linked list. So thank you for watching this video.